I will tell them what I'm feeling forevermore. I don't care about the feelings, not anymore. So let's show them that love is pure, no matter who it's for. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's the dancing underneath the disco light. They can try, but they can never take me down. Cause I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I'm not
Thursday, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Q&A with the Hombre. Let's get that music turned up a little bit here. We got something in the background going on. There we go. Since this is a casual discussion, we're not going to get so formal. Let me turn this off. Oh, there we go. Get it out of the way. Okay, now we're set up. Now we're ready to go. So how's everybody doing today? How's everybody feeling? Everybody doing good? Hopefully everything's good with you guys. As far as the tequila world goes, well, it's been kind of a good week. I did the budget video yesterday. You guys got a chance to see it. Hopefully checked it out. It's series is going to be a good series. It's going to be interesting because I'm going to visit with a bunch of budget stuff, even stuff that people claim is good, and I'm going to visit it and we'll review it and tell you whether I think it's a good option or not too. So we'll, hit a bunch of different budget options, maybe some that you didn't know existed, and let you know whether I think they're a good option or not. So make sure you check out the budget brand series. There's 2 episodes posted now, and then it's going to be on its own playlist. So you guys will be able to find it just by looking at the playlist. You'll be able to watch all the videos and the whole series, and go back and revisit it if you need to. But we're going to be revisiting some of the old stuff too that I've reviewed, and things have changed since 3 years ago when I first started doing the videos. So I'm going to revisit them and do some reviews of some stuff. Updated reviews, so you guys can get caught up on what's happening and how things have changed maybe. Other than that, let me see what else. The G4 Madeira Repo's been out. Everyone's on the collective got theirs. I'm getting actually 2 bottles sent to me right now, so I'll have that showing up today, hopefully. What else? The 66 barrel añejo has been delayed. They're expecting it to get here hopefully sometime within the next couple months. And then it hasn't been, they said it hadn't been picked up yet, so we're waiting on that. Ocho Puntas, there's no ETA yet on when it's supposed to get here in California. It probably will show up on the East Coast before here in California. But he's hoping to have it here by, he said, mid to late November, but it could be early December because things always get delayed. And that's one of the things with the shipping and stuff. Things take a lot longer than you think. You think, hey, you put it on a truck from Mexico, it should be here in a couple weeks, but things get held up at the customs. There's a lot of other things it's got to do. Then it's got to go to the warehouse, and then POs have to be placed by the distributor. So then it's got to be shipped from the warehouse to the distributor, and they may sit on it for a while. I mean, so there's a lot of things that could hold things up, that cause things to be delayed. It happens all the time. I always hear of stuff being delayed constantly. So, I'll keep you posted when I hear stuff's coming in. I have a good group of people that I network with and talk to all the time that keep me updated on what's coming in, what's going on. So stay tuned, and I'll let you know when these things are coming in, which they should be good. And then I just got word from Vivanco's that they're going to start bottling the special Tequila Hombre edition of the Viva Mexico. So I'm hoping we get this in by Christmas time for Christmas. So this is amazing Blanco as well. I think Blanco fans are going to love it. It's high proof. It's 90%. So, or 90 proof. So, 45%. So it's really, really good. I mean, it's been sitting in a tank for 2 years, just melding and getting better and better. So it's really, really good. So I'm looking forward to being able to get that in so you guys can try it and order it from Ferment and Still and be able to taste Blanco number 2 that I brought in. So that being said, let's not waste any more time. Let's jump into the subscribers that are commenting now and see what we got going on and get some conversation going. Hola, that's me. Okay. Hola, hombre. How you doing? I hope you're having a great day too, Peter. Bienvenido. Welcome to the episode of Q&A with the Hombre. Hello, Hombre, to everyone. Hey, Travis Conboy. How you doing? And by the way, if you guys didn't check it out, the Blanco blind tasting is up on my Instagram account. We had a great time. At least I had a great time. I think Travis had a good time. I think Jan had a good time. And I think Lance had a good time. So everyone there, I think, had a good time. It was a lot of fun. And so I left it up there, too, for people to watch because people were complaining about the first one. So we took this one a lot more serious instead of it just being something fun for us to do. And you can see the results on Instagram if you want to watch it. It was a lot of fun, and we're going to be doing more of those. So if you're interested, well, let's do the next one now. Let's set it up. We did a high-proof Blanco. We did a regular Blanco, but I'm thinking maybe we should do the high-proof Blanco again, but do it with different high proofs, but then do it like we did the second one where we can save it so people can view it on Instagram. What do you guys think about doing that, or should we do a different one? Should we do another high proof Blanco one, and I'll just mix up and put different high proofs in the mix, and we'll do it like we did the last one where we could save it and it's more of like a serious blind tasting thing? Or should we try a different expression? You guys comment, let me know, and we'll go by what you guys say. So but in order to participate, you have to be a member here on YouTube. And you message me, send me a message through Instagram. Actually, we can do them here on YouTube now. So we'll do it on YouTube as a live on YouTube. Well, unless I want to smoke a cigar, then I'll have to. Well, we'll decide on whether we want to do it on YouTube. I do have the ability to do it on YouTube now. But last time I got to enjoy a stogie while I watched. All right, so comment and let me know if we should do the high proof again, or if we should look at a different expression, because we didn't save the high proof. People wanted to watch that, so we can do it again, but just include different high proof Blancos at this time. Hola, Ivan. How are you? Bienvenido. Welcome. Glad you can make it. Jan Barrels. Hola. Bienvenido. Welcome. Glad you can make it. Peter says no G4, but I found Peralta today in terms of taste. It's literally 1A, 1B. Okay, it should be different, really different, because of the deep well water that they use for the Peralta. It makes it a lot more complex and a lot different than G4. So. I was expecting to see Trader Joe. I wasn't expecting to see Trader Joe's. Yeah, no, a lot of people weren't, but it's actually not bad. What's up, everyone? Que paso? Hey, que paso, Ricky? Que paso? ¿Cómo está? Bienvenido, welcome. You're waiting for the Montagave Añejo to drop next month? Okay, cool. I'm waiting for them to send me a bottle to review, so hopefully they'll do that. They said they only have 900 bottles, so I don't know if they're going to send one for review or not. But they just messaged me about the new version of their Blanco coming out, and hopefully they'll send me a bottle of that to review. And if so, and I like it, we'll put it up on Ferment and Still. Same with the Añejo. The Gran Añejo High Proof is your favorite right now. Oh, Gran Añejo High Proof is your favorite. Okay, then you need to try some more high proofs. Yeah, the blind was awesome. Thank you for inviting me. Everybody had a great time. Oh, great. Awesome. Yeah, Peter, you need to try the Carrera 54 from Ferment and Still. That'll blow your mind. It's the best high proof, I think, out there right now. Hi, what you think about Pueblo Viejo? I think it's good. I'm going to do a review of the whole line. I've got the full line here, so keep an eye out for an upcoming episode of the budget brands while I review the whole line. So my proof is awesome, but so different expressions. I'll sure we'll tackle them all eventually. Hola, Hombre found Volans in Texas today. Okay, good. Oh, high proof. All right. So you guys want to do the high proof one again? We can do the high proof one again. So let's do the high proof Blanco one, and this time we'll save it, but we'll do different expressions in the mix. So if you're interested in doing that, we'll do this one on we'll do it on Instagram again. So if you're interested in getting in on this and you're a member of either the, let's say a member of YouTube channel, and if I don't get enough, I'll take a member from the Tequila Barrel and Agave Collective too. If you want to get on this, send me a message through Instagram that you want to be part of the high proof blind challenge, and we'll put it together. I'll get the samples out, and we'll pick a date and get that going, and that'll be fun. We'll do that again. I did hear back from Curiosity Public, and we're in the process of working out a date for have them come on. That one I think we're going to do here on YouTube, so that should be fun. I need to find out what expression they want to do, and we'll put together a really fun blind challenge for them. So that'll be cool. So make sure you, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe and check that out, and so you get notified when we post that, because it's going to be fun. So far, I've been talking with Dutch, and he seems like a really nice guy. So, all right. Any other questions? You guys are quiet today. One of the other things I want to talk about: aging projects. I did pull the stave out of the G4 Madeira. This is the G4 Madeira that I pulled the stave out. This was with the Chardonnay stave. Let's see. Focus on it. Look at that color. Look at it. So this is like equivalent to like 9 months in a barrel. This is 3 weeks with the Beyond Barrel aging stave. So that looks great. I tasted it before. It was good. It's been a week or so since 2 weeks, because I didn't taste it last week. And it was really good before, so maybe I should try it again. Maybe I'm due for another tasting. Oh, you only watch me and Curiosity? Oh, nice. So you'll be able to watch both of us at one time. Yeah, they've been pretty nice guys. I've so far just been talking to Dutch, and he's been great. We're hammering out a date, and I'll let you guys know the date of the blind challenge. But it should be fun. We'll have a lot of fun, I'm sure. So we're trying to decide. I need to find out from them if they want to do high proof Blancos, if they want to do añejos or extra añejos. I know they're bourbon guys, so maybe we'll tackle extra añejos and do that with them. That might be fun. Taste it. Oh, taste the G4. You guys want me to do a tasting of that one with the Beyond Barrel aging stave? If you wanted me to do a tasting with it, comment, let me know. Otherwise, we'll just keep answering questions. What are some other things I want to talk about? I want to talk a little bit about retail, because I think I need to shed some light on how retail works and how distribution works. Because some people assume that just because some places have it, other places don't, that it's because, they didn't send it or whatever. What typically happens now is, in order for you to put a tequila into a state, you have to file paperwork with the state alcohol beverage control, each individual state. So when someone says we're coming to California, it's because they filed their paperwork, they got approval through the ABC. Then the state has to do label approval and stuff as well. The federal government has to do it, the state has to do it too. But then you also need a distributor that's going to pick it up and carry it, unless you're self-distributing, which you can do through some certain entities out there that will allow you to self-distribute. but you need to file the paperwork with each different state. And then what happens is they'll allocate, when it comes in from the exporter, they'll allocate how much they want to go for each state. The exporter does, and they'll say, okay, California will get this much, Arizona will get this much, Texas will get this much, so and so will get this much, and they allocate how much goes to each state. And so then the distributor gets to pretty much do what they want with it. Sometimes they're fair, sometimes they're not. Some brands are better with allocating and with bringing enough in to fill demand, and some brands are not so good with how they manage their tequila brand. And as he mentioned, Volans earlier, Volans is not very good with how they manage their brand. They never supply enough product for the places that want it. They don't really care. They're really rich anyways. They have their own farm fishing ranch in Idaho that they run, and so they don't manage it very well. It's been in California through a distributor before, and they never had product. And what product does come into Cal, it's a little bit now with the distributor that handles it now. And so we missed on the still strength because supposedly the beverage director that for that particular distributor was doing some shady stuff. She got caught, got fired, but she allocated all of the Volan still strength to a couple of her pet accounts, and it went there. That was it. So a lot of stores that would normally have it and offer it can't do so now. So they're waiting hopefully for some more product to come in, but they don't know if any's coming in. There's no ETA because there hasn't been any communication with the brand on what's going on. So that's the kind of way things work. It's kind of unless you manage it, unless you have people managing it, it's really hard to control it. So it's tough. So I wanted to kind of let you know, because some people are like, oh well, it's here in this state, but it's not in this state. It's because they didn't file the paperwork for this state, and then they didn't get the product in, didn't allocate product from the export. The exporter didn't allocate it from their warehouse. Then what came in, and they have their, Volans has their pet stores that they like to work with and send stuff to, which I don't necessarily agree with. It's not good for the brand when you have to exclude people from it that have a good amount of buyers and stuff that would buy it and be able to send it across the country. But they do what they do, and you just have to deal with it. So so that's pretty much it. So when you see one place has it, like for example, when Ocho comes in, a lot of times it hits the East Coast first because that's where the exporter sends it to their warehouse. And so then you'll see it show up in liquor stores in New Jersey and New York, like the last Puntas did. And we won't get it here in California for 3 months because they need to get it registered here in California. And then they need to pack up a truck and get a PO from the distributor out here and then send the product. And so I know the PO has already been generated here from California for the Ocho Puntas, and it just hasn't arrived yet, and so there's no ETA. And so once the distributor gets the ETA from the importer, then they'll know when the truck is going to be on its way. And I'm guessing this lands on the East Coast because that's where it typically hits first when it comes in. I think that's where the warehouse for the importer is. Does that make sense? It's kind of a complicated thing. It's not as easy as people think it is. It's a lot of politics involved too. Only watch me and okay, we did that one. Taste it? Okay, yes. All right, of course. Okay, don't forget the thumbs up. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Click the likes. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a like for the information I'm sharing with you guys today and spending time with you talking today and answering questions. And let me know what you think. Ask away if you have questions, because that's what I'm here for. So, what else? There's only 2 people that wanted me to do the tasting of the G4 Madeira age, so we'll wait and see if more people want to see that. I don't want to chase people off if they're not interested. But what else? What else do you guys want to talk about? I do have some reviews coming up. I do have the Lagrimas I'll be reviewing. I've got the Pasote Still Strength I'll be reviewing. I have I'll do the G4 Madeira review as well. What else? Oh, I'll do El Mexicano. I got that coming up as well. I got a bunch of them, so you'll see an influx of reviews coming in here. Just haven't a lot of time to do it between trying to do the reviews and stuff that I needed to get done and taking care of my daughter's golf stuff. But her golf season is coming to an end, so I'll have a lot more time to get things done. So, do you have any aging projects you didn't finish that you can see how super long marrying time changes it? No. Similar to how long the Viva Mexico has been resting. Oh, now all these have been resting for a while. I'm really, it's 11:54. I'm not really that keen on drinking anything right now, so maybe I'll do it on Instagram later. I haven't even had lunch yet, so I don't really want to drink anything right now unless I really have to. Have you tried Obre Ojos? Yes, I have. I wasn't a big fan of it. Wasn't a huge fan of Obre Ojos. I mean, literally, you guys can go through and pick out like thousands of tequila brands and try to buy them all to try, but I would just, I don't do that. I try to stick with the ones coming from certain distilleries, even ones coming from certain distilleries now. It's like 1414, right? There's like, how many brands now out of 14? When I first started working with 1414 on things, they had 4 brands. Now there's like 30 of them or something. So they're producing a lot of different brands, and there's only so many different flavor profiles you can create where you're not duplicating them. Their profiles are good, but they're not that different from each other, and there's only so much you can do to make them different. So that's the thing, is that you just look and see what distillery is making it, and then, you know, if it looks like something good, then try it, or look and see if they're doing something different. I prefer really kind of diving into mezcals because of the different agaves and the different flavor profiles and stuff. So maybe try exploring mezcals, but understanding that there's, you know, going to be a difference in flavor profiles. It's not the same flavor profile as tequila. Some of them are similar, but they're going to be different and unique and fun. And that's one of the problems. That's one of the issues that people have with mezcals. They'll try one and they go, oh, that's really smoky, I didn't like it. I don't like mezcal, without trying others. And there's a saying along the mezcal world is that, like, if you don't like mezcal, it's because you haven't found the one you like yet. There's a lot of different good ones out there, so we're going to be incorporating more mezcal reviews and content and stuff in here too. But, you know, if there's stuff you want to try it. Go try it. You want to buy a bottle of Abre Ojos, then buy a bottle and try it. Don't let me stop you. But there's always new brands coming out, so you're going to be like, oh my God, I've got no more money to try any more brands. I've tried every brand. When I like to just kind of stick with the ones that I find that I like, and stick with those, because it's like, okay, well, I've got, you know, Ocho here, that's great. I've got El Tesoro, that's great. And, you know, I'll end up buying more of that. Like, I buy more of the Carrera 54. I'm like practically through my whole supply of Carrera 54, where I'm going to need to place another order. So, it's good. So when you find something good that you like, support the brand and buy more. That's how you support the brand. Buying one bottle and then not buying any more if you like it doesn't support the brand. So the brands want you to support them. How was Tapatio aging? Yeah, Tapatio aging project was really good. It turned out really good. I'm really happy with it. I still have it somewhere, so I'll do an Instagram where I'm having a stogie and tasting through some aging projects. So look for that on Instagram, okay? What is this? La Casa 1414 and La Puga 1068 are at all stores in Texas and promoted heavily in this area. I haven't tried either of them. No. Nope, I haven't tried either of them. So if you want to send me a bottle of each to review, I'll do the review on them and talk about them. But I haven't tried any of them. I don't know anything about them. I'd have to find out about them first. That's the thing when you have regional stuff too. I'm in California, so unless it's here in California or unless it's really making a racket, like I found Lalo in Texas before it was widely distributed, and I helped bring it into California and work with them on that, and we sold a ton of it through Ferment and Still, and helped kind of really grow that brand. So I haven't heard anything about them. I've been kind of trying to manage my projects that I have coming in, like the special high proof Blanco from 1414, the Viva Mexico one that we're in the process of getting bottled right now, as well as the 2 barrels from San Matias Gran Reserva that we're going to do. That's 90 proof. And then sticking up, finding out all the stuff on G4 and all the big brands that are coming out with special releases that people are interested in. So I've been tending to that more, but I can look and find out when I can find out about La Casa 1414 and La Pulga 1068 and see what I can find out about them. I can reach out to people. When on I don't know. Just I don't know. I don't want to schedule anything. Maybe tomorrow night. I'll do it tomorrow night, okay? I'll try to do it tomorrow night. Yeah, tomorrow night might work. I'm thinking I'm doing something in the morning with my wife, and then yeah, maybe tomorrow night. Okay, so we'll watch Instagram tomorrow night. I'll try to do that for you guys. All right, any other questions? Anything else you guys want to know about here? I do recommend, if you guys haven't tried it yet, pick up some of the Beyond Barrel aging staves and try them. They're a lot of fun. Matter of fact, I'm going to probably need to place another order for some more because I'm running low. But I want to do some more aging projects and kind of do them with you guys. So we'll see what I can put together. But they're a lot of fun. You can experiment with them, create some really interesting aged expressions, especially with stuff that maybe you're like, I bought this and I don't really particularly care too much for it. The key is just taste it every week. I mean, taste it, check in on it. I like to use a little pipette to taste with and not pour a whole bunch out because I don't want to lose too much volume out of it. So you just use a little pipette and pipe a little bit into a glass and sip it and see where it's at. But understand too that when you let it marry, it's going to mellow out and get better. But if you feel like it's got too much oak, pull the stave then and just let it sit for a couple weeks. I've got ones here that here, let me see. Here. This is a Fortaleza still strength I aged to like an extra añejo with French oak. This one turned out so good. But this has been sitting in the bottle. I mean, give you an idea. The date on this was 5/31/22. So this is over a year and a half old. And it just keeps getting better and better and better. So this one is phenomenal. I just dropped the number 3 French oak in here and let it go for 8 weeks. I think, right? 8 weeks? Yeah, 8 weeks. And look at the color on that. So this is beautiful. I love this one. I've shared this with people, sent them samples to try, and they came back with, that was something you did with Beyond Barrel Aging Staves? I was like, yeah, it's so good. And then El Velo is a really nice Blanco to use. You can get it by the liter. I have one aging downstairs with the Chardonnay stave in it. That's a great one to use as an aging project. I just did the Trader Joe's tequila, in the budget tequila thing. Use that for aging too. It's $19.99. You can age this to be really nice. You can probably create even a better aged expression than what the Repo and Añejo that they did is. So check in with those and try them with the Beyond Barrel aging staves. I recommend, if you haven't used them yet, pick up the American Oak No. 3, a French Oak No. 3 combo, and maybe try a cherry one as well. But if you tend to be someone who likes Raysol and likes more French oak tequilas, then pick up a few of the French oak ones and try them. They're really good. They so far have provided the best aging experience that I've had, and I've used the barrels before. I used the old personal barrels that you buy, the small ones. I had a 5-gallon big barrel that I used as well. I never liked any of the results I got from the barrels, and it's like people are like, oh, use rotation bottles and all this other stuff. It's like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I want it to be simple, and I just want to be able to make good tequila. I don't want to have to worry about over oaking, which the barrels you do. The barrels are depleted wood that they use in those personal barrels. They sand them down and then try to re-char them so you get some flavor out of them. But it's never been really that good. And then we tried using Domino's before, which what we did is we ordered wine barrel staves that weren't used. They were brand new. So it's new wood. And you can buy them based on toast and stuff, and we cut them up into little blocks that we used for aging in mason jars. And those work pretty good. They work good, but they're not as good as the Beyond Barrel aging staves. And I think the difference is with the seasoning that they do from Beyond Barrels. They season them for like 5 years out in the elements. Where I think these were more like of a 3-year seasoning on these is what I think the lumber company said. The company that we bought the wood from, they supply the wineries and stuff in California with their barrels. So they didn't turn out as good as the Beyond Barrel aging staves. And the Beyond Barrel aging staves are nice in that you can use the bottle. You can just drop them right in the bottle and use them instead of having to deal with big blocks and then putting them in mason jars and then having to funnel it back into the bottle. It's easier just to be able to drop the stave in. It works out great. So XX Baby 49er says just got back from Tequila Lisco, awesome place, completed a tour of the Fortaleza Distillery. Yeah, Fortaleza is good. Fortaleza Distillery is like their tours is one of the best tours. So if you want to tour a distillery and kind of see how the distillery works, that's a great one to go. And they take you up to the top of the property, up into the lookout area there, and they do all kinds of stuff. And then you get to sit in the cave and drink tequila and eat chips and stuff. And they do a good job with their tours. I've enjoyed the Fortaleza tour immensely. Hey, Hombre, have you talked about G4 Blanco Lot 23? I think I saw them post something about it. No, I haven't talked about it. I haven't heard anything about it. Have you soaked any staves in rum? That Yayo Repo is so good. I'm tempted to try that with a stave. Yeah, I have used rum before. I've used a bunch of different things. Yeah, it turns out good. But just understand it's not going to be the same because it's a different type of rum. They use the Colombian rum. So unless you want to find like a Colombian rum, I wonder if it doesn't even say. I have the barrel head. I can look and see if it has what the rum company's barrel, what their name is on the barrel head or on the barrel at all. But it was Colombian rum. So I'm not sure, if you'll be able to match the same flavor profile that you're looking at there. But you can try it. It's always worth a try. But I've used rum, I've used port, I've used sherry, I've used bourbon, I've used whiskey, I've used all kinds of stuff. And that Chardonnay, the one it's in there now, was soaked in. I used for aging Chardonnay. When I made wine, I'm gonna about ready to do a couple more batches of wine because the temperature's getting cooler now. It's not so hot. I like to control the fermentation temp. And then now we're getting into harvesting grape season here for a lot of the vineyards around here, so I can order fresh grapes from the vineyard. So I'm thinking I'm going to do probably a good Italian wine. I have a kit for that, and then I'll probably order another Chardonnay kit and maybe a batch of grapes, as well as another Cab Franc and maybe a Cab Sauv this winter. I like doing the wines; they're fun to make. And then what a lot of people don't understand is if you get into winemaking, you'll learn a lot and you'll know a lot about how tequila is made, since the processes are pretty much identical on how things operate and how they work, including the sugars, the fructose that is used. Only difference really basically is that you don't use grapes, you use agave, but it's still fructose based, and you distill the tequila where you don't distill the wine, but you'll get a big understanding of how you can alter the flavor and stuff through fermentation using the right yeast, and how that all works. So I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot just playing with winemaking. So so yeah, if you want to try the rum and stuff, go ahead. But if you guys want to learn about like fermentation and how tequila is made and stuff, try doing a batch of wine. Even if you just go to a local homebrew shop and pick up a wine kit and do it that way, you'll still learn a lot. You'll still learn, but just by being able to mess with it and do the fermentation stuff. The initial cost will be a little bit because you have to buy the fermenter and the supplies and stuff that you'll need, glass carboys and stuff like that. But and the bottles and stuff for bottling, a corker, things like that. But after the initial investment, you can just buy the kits and keep making more and more batches if you want. I extended from the kits since I was a more experienced home brewer and had made wine before. I made a port that's actually pretty good. I still have bottles over here. My neighbors sometimes ask for bottles. We just kind of share it and give it away with them, but it's really good. But since I have a lot of the supplies and stuff, I just started ordering frozen grapes from the vineyards, and that works. That works great. So, can you post a link to the wine kit used? If you guys want to know where the kits are, you can order the kits from morewine.com is the name of the store. They ship here out of California, but they have a lot of good kits. That's where I bought my kits from More Wine. So you can order them from there. They have a bunch of different varieties you can do. And then what you do is when you age the wine with Beyond Barrel aging staves, you buy those to use instead of using the crappy oak chips that they put in the kits. Just buy a couple of 3 staves from Beyond Barrel, and you drop those into your fermenter after the main fermentation is done. I put them in a glass carboy. I did it in a glass carboy. But then after 3 or 4 months, if it's sitting in there, it's going to be just soaked in whatever wine you're making. And then just drop that in your tequila bottle, and the flavors are great. The Chardonnay one, I love the flavor the Chardonnay's added to that aged expression for that particular tequila that I soaked the stave in. It's good. You guys are kind of quiet today. Before we had everyone asking all kinds of questions, it was a lot of fun, but today everyone's kind of quiet. All right, so some things up that we talked about so far. We're going to do another blind challenge. If you're interested and you're a member of the TBAC or the YouTube channel, hopefully YouTube channel. I'd like to do it with more YouTube members because I appreciate them supporting the YouTube channel. I need to do more stuff for them, so I'm hoping that it would be YouTube members. But send me a DM through Instagram saying you want to do it. We'll do a blind high proof Blanco again. So I'm going to use this time. I'll use, like I did with the 80 proof, brand new bottles that we'll pour the samples from, and then we'll get those out, and then we'll set up a date to do the blind. Let me see. Looking at my calendar now, let's set up. We can pick a date right now. I need to get the them sent out. I can do that this weekend. All right, today's the 19th. If I get them out this weekend, all right, so let's do Friday the 27th on Instagram at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the high proof. So if you are interested, get a DM to me through Instagram ASAP, and then I'll get the samples out to you this weekend. Even if you participated before, you can participate again. I'm not picky. If we don't get anybody that wants to get involved, I'll take the other guys again. So if you're thinking I did it last time, I don't want to know. Just if you want to do it, just message me, and then we can we'll do a high proof again this time, and I'll mix up. We'll have different high proofs in there, and we'll do that on the Friday the 27th, a week from tomorrow. Okay, so get me the DM me ASAP, and then we'll get these out right away so you guys can get them. And in order to participate, you do have to live in the U.S., the continental United States. All right, what is this? I picked up a bottle of, picked up a grade distilled spirit the other week. Pick a grade distilled spirit? I don't understand. What's a grade distilled spirit? Oh, Singani 63. Is that a Japanese thing, or? I don't know what a grade distilled spirit is. Yeah, I used to be a bourbon drinker and stuff, but I stopped many years ago, probably 5 years ago. I got rid of, or just moved on to doing tequila exclusively. So now basically I'm just an agave spirit person. I still have like some old bottles of bourbon that are sitting in the pantry, like some Blantons, Angel's Envy, Woodford Reserve, stuff like that, that's sitting in there. But it's like when I bought the Blantons, it was $45 a bottle. It was cheap. It was good. But now I haven't, ever since the bourbon boom happened, I have not been buying any bourbon or anything else. I'm like pretty much strictly an agave spirit guy. That's all I do. And I spend a lot of time researching and doing getting information stuff on agave spirits. Oh, a grape distilled. Okay, distilled spirit. Yeah, a grape distilled spirit is basically it's a brandy. South American. Okay. Yeah, it's basically a brandy. It's brandy is fruit, you know, anything fruit. So if you ferment any fruit and distill it, it's a brandy. Except if it's in a certain region in France, then they can call it cognac. But if it's not in that certain region, you can't call it cognac. But it's basically a brandy. So yeah, no, grapes. Grapes are fun to play with, and there's a lot of similarities between the sugars in grapes and the sugars in agave on how much fructose they have versus sucrose. And that, you know, like I said, because of that, it has minimal effect on your blood sugar, because fructose doesn't affect your blood sugar like your blood sucrose, sucrose, because sucrose is like the table sugar. That stuff's the stuff that's not so good, that jacks your blood sugar level up and your insulin level and stuff, where fructose is a better sugar. And that's why people claim that, tequila is healthier, but only if it has a lot of the residual sugars. And as long as you're not drinking cocktails where they have sugary syrups and stuff in there, because it just kind of eliminates the whole health factor of the tequila if you're putting it in with sugary syrups and stuff to make cocktails. So, but that sounds interesting. Did you like it? The South American grape distillate? It sounds interesting. Did you enjoy it? Oh, you know what I'm going to do tomorrow? I don't know if I want to do this again. I did it once. It turned out really good. We have a place here in Southern California that's called Oak Glen, and I'm going to be going up there tomorrow. And Oak Glen is known for apples. They grow apples, and it's apple season now. And so you can go and get some fresh squeezed apple cider. And so what I like to do, what I used to do when I was brewing beer, is I'd make a trip up there, because they have these really good apple cinnamon donuts that they make up there. And then we normally go up and get breakfast, go to some apple farms, get some Honeycrisp apples, which I love Honeycrisp apples, and pick up some other Fiji apples and stuff like that we bring back, and because I do love a good apple. But I always used to get fresh apple cider too, and they have treated, unpreserved apple cider that you can get. And what I used to do is bring it down home and ferment it and make a hard cider with it, and then I would carbonate it, and so I had a hard fizzy cider, and it was so good, but it was deadly. It was like, wow. I mean, it would knock you on your feet. But it was good. We drank through the whole keg of it. When I had all the guys in the neighborhood used to come over and drink it with me. So I'm trying to think whether I should make another batch of that or not. I may do that. Since distilling here in the U.S. is illegal, I couldn't do anything with making a spirit with it, but I could drink the hard cider. That might be interesting to do, like a distilled spirit from hard apple cider or fermented cider. Is there a reason that additive-free tequilas don't put it on their label? I would imagine it would be a good selling point, like natural color on scotch. Yeah, there's a reason, and it's because they're not allowed to, because there is no certification for additive-free. There is no certification. All right. I guess we're gonna talk a little bit about additive-free stuff. Now that we have a pretty good audience, let's talk about the additive-free program. All right, and what the additive-free program is. I'm going to basically sum it up for you, because a lot of people think there's a lot more to it than there is. It's not a real certification, and it's not a real complete additive-free verification. All right. It's like, hey, if let's say Travis Conboy decided he was gonna say, hey, look, I don't like additives in my tequila, so I'm gonna put together an additive-free program where brands can say they're additive-free, and then what I'll do is I'll market them to a bunch of people as being additive-free if they pay me $1,000 to do it. And then here's what I'll do: I'll require them to make me, look through their books, see if they're ordering additives. I'll then ask for samples that I'll send off to a lab, or at least tell people I send off to a lab. I've never seen any verified lab results or anything, but I send it off to a lab, and then when it comes back, then I'll say, okay, it's additive free. But what he doesn't say is that it's not. It could have additives in it, It's not verified 100% certified additive free. The CRT knows this, and so the CRT will not let him certify anything because he is not authorized to do that. The CRT is the only entity that's authorized to certify anything. TMM is not. And so that's where a lot of people in the industry have some issues with it, because it's like, who is this guy to say whether I'm certified additive free or not, or verified or confirmed, or whatever word that they're using now. What it basically is it's a very good marketing engine. He does a great job of marketing, and I applaud him for that. He does a great job of helping brands get the word out, and that's what it's really good for. But you can't say that because some brand is on there that they're 100% additive free, because he'll tell you that he can't say that. And you ask him if it's certified, and he'll tell you it's not a certification. He's not authorized to certify anything. And flavoring additives cannot be detected. So there's some additives that can't be detected by the lab to confirm that they're using additives or not. The only thing he can do is test for the same ones my test tests for, which are the smoothing additives. So when I did the pan test, that's the only ones that they can test for, to see if there's vegetable glycerin, oak extract. I forgot the other two. Let me see. Vegetable glycerin, simple sugar, and I forgot one other thing. So these brands could be using flavoring additives in it, and be on the additive free list. So just because they says they're additive free doesn't mean they are. So what happens is there was other brands that were putting additive free on their label, and the CRT's like, whoa, we never confirmed that you're additive free. So you can't put that on your label. You can't put a sticker on your bottle because you have not been certified as being additive free, and there's no truth to that if you put it on the bottle. So what the CRT is doing now is the CRT is putting them through a process where they can get endorsed additive free. So they have to go through this process where the CRT's there watching as they make it. They test the samples. They put them through a grind, from what I found out through people that I've talked to. There's a couple companies that have gone through it, and they said it's pretty extensive. It takes a couple months normally to get everything squared away, but they got endorsed additive free by the CRT. And that's what you want to do. If you do that, if you get certified through the CRT, they will then let you put that on the bottle. But TMM's not an authorized CRT thing. So the CRT does already have... let me see, what's this? So that's why you don't see brands putting it on the label right now, but you'll see that change. Rum agricola is just fermented cane sugar. It has some okay, that's apple cider. Sounds good. Yeah, it was really good last time. Any news on Escudo Aguila Real tequila on TMM? It shows as inactive and nom for. Now don't worry about what TMM says. It's still an inactive brand. Don't worry about what TMM says. Not everything in TMM is 100% accurate. So they do their best, but there's nothing wrong with that brand. We still have it on ferment and still. It's still an active brand. It's just, don't worry about it. Is the CRT going to have a program? They already do have a program for additive free. No, they're really not. They're there to protect the category. And a lot of them are scientists and stuff, but they love tequila and they love what they do, and they're really good at what they do. So I've enjoyed meeting the CRT people that I've met. The distilleries, they're like, hey, they're like our family too. They come in, hey, they always wave hi to them, and how you doing? They have their places set up in the lab there. They have a lab at the distilleries where they can work and do their testing and stuff and they pick up their samples, and it's just, they're the only ones I can see that can do an additive free program and do it right. So that's what they're doing. And you'll see more CRT additive things on there. And it'll be good. So they already have a program. It's already running. Love Escuderia. Yeah, it's great. It's a great brand. I did a review of them. I did the Blanco and the Repo. That's all they have. And we have it on Ferment and Still. We're one of the few stores that sell it online like that. And it's one of the better brands out on out of 1414, I think. So it was funny because when I found the brand and they sent me bottles of the Repo and Añejo to do a review, they reached out to me. The gentleman, Miguel, that's running it, said, "Hey, I'd love for you to review my tequila." And so when I got it and I sent a note to Sergio Cruz, Sergio and I are really good friends. I talk to Sergio a lot, and I know him really well. I've spent a lot of time with him. We both respect each other, and we constantly are talking with each other. But I sent him a picture and said, "Hey, what can you tell me about?" Because every time I get some 1414, I always get the production details directly from Sergio. And Sergio goes, "Oh, where did you find that one? I haven't seen that one in a while." And I go, "Oh, they just sent it to me for review." And he's like, "Oh, amazing." He goes, "That's one of my favorite flavor profiles ever." And I understand why, because it is so good. They used 8-year-old agave to make that. And they used a different kind of yeast than what they usually use, and it turned out stellar. It turned out really good. So I have the Aguila Real up here on my shelf. I always keep bottles of it. It's really good. So nothing's happening to it. It's still there. Don't worry about what TMM says. Hey, Hombre. So what would you rate the Trader Joe's tequila? 3 agave or less? I would probably rate it 3 agave. It's good. There's nothing wrong with it. I think the price point in $19.99, I probably would bump it to a 4 agave at $19.99. If it was a $49.99 bottle, I would probably rate it 2 agave. No, I'm sorry, 3 agave. 3 agave. I would give it 3 agave if it was $49.99. I think because it's $19.99, it makes it even better, and it would bump it to a 4 agave. I like the Trader Joe's. It's good. I'm gonna drink this Blanco. I may buy a couple more bottles just to age, because I think it's gonna age well. I'll use my Beyond Barrel aging staves for that. You finally got your G4 coffin box. Can't wait to crack. Oh, nice. Nice Bourbon Baller Lee. I've got 2 bottles showing up today. So I should have. I had the brand's actually sending me a bottle, so so we'll see. I'm hoping to get a good medallion on it. That's the thing too with the medallions. I got word from some people that they're looking for the girl medallions. There's a lot of them got the dead El Pendillo and the dead Allen ones. But they want the girl, and so a lot of people are looking for the one with the girl. If you don't know what I'm talking about, on the coffin box, there's a medallion at the top right here. Let me see if we get to focus. And there you go. So that's the girl one right there. So there's a lot of people looking for this one. So far, it looks like it hit the West Coast pretty good. But there's a lot of people on the East Coast and other states that are trying to get the girl one. They have the El Pendillo one and they have the Allen one, but they're looking for the girl. So look and see what medallion you have, and if you can probably work out trades with people if you want to trade, or if you want to sell yours. If you have the girl, there's probably people that pay good money for the girl one right now. What is this? What are your thoughts on Tequila Rosa rested in wine barrels? I've never found a Rosa that I liked. I've never found a Rosa that I liked. The Rosa that I have had before was from Código, and I was not a fan of that one at all. I didn't like it. I know Cascanas came out with one, but it's like, I don't know. I mean, if you like, try it, and if you like it, and whatever, then enjoy it. But I'm not one to jump into stuff like that. I'd rather it be like a good, because it's like, what's the difference between resting it in a wine barrel versus just pouring a little bit of wine in it? I'd rather have it pull it from a barrel, like doing a wine aging with the barrel, where it's at least a Repo or a Neo with the wine, like what El Luchador did. That was phenomenal, and it's not overly grapey. Just a little bit of grapiness in it, but it's not a whole lot. Where I think with the Rosas, there's a lot more grape. Like there was a lot of grape in the Código one, almost too much. And that one's hot. That one burns. It's too hot for me. But I haven't tried the Cascanas one. They haven't sent me a sample, so I don't know. But if that's the one you're talking about. Hey, if you want to swap out one of those of the other ones, I have 2 girls to trade. There you go. I don't know who that's to. I only have the girl. So I don't. But if anybody wants a girl, hit Jan up. He's got 3 of them. So he can trade one for another medallion if you have 2 Felipes or 2 Allens or 2 El Pendillos. Hit Jan up. He'll trade them for you. So if you do have the girl, cherish it. Just know that don't let anybody try to weasel you out of it, because there's some people, from what I hear from people, that will pay good money for to get the girl one to finish their set. That's how people are sometimes. Hey, Sheet, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you for the 99 cent super chat. Thank you. And for those of you guys that don't know, if you look down at the bottom of the chat box, you'll see a $sign. You can click on that and do a super sticker, super chat, which helps fund what I do here on YouTube. So I appreciate Sheet. I appreciate the 99 cent super chat. Thank you. So yeah, there's good things happening. Of course, we're coming up to Christmas season, so there's going to be some interesting things coming out. I'm hoping that we steer away from the $500 bottle special stuff that's going to be coming out for the holiday season. I think last season was enough. I don't like spending $500 for stuff. So we'll see. We'll see on what's coming down the pike. I'll get more information from some of the brands, I'm sure, real soon. I do know that we'll have the San Matias Gran Reserva barrels that I picked probably coming in for the holidays. And I'm shooting on trying to get the Viva Mexico High Proof Blanco in for the holidays. So we should have some good stuff for the collective for the holidays. And then we'll work on getting new stuff for next year. I already know that we're in talks with G4 and doing some special things with them. So that could happen, as well as Primo. And some other brands have expressed interest in doing some special barrel stuff for us too. So next year should be another good year. This year was pretty epic for all the stuff that we got for the collective. And the collective has grown dramatically. We have a lot of members now, which is good. Good conversations going on the Discord. It's a good community. Everyone really gets along nicely with each other, and should be good. Any information? No, I didn't get any information on this year's winter blend. We'll see when I'll get more information when it's about to come out. I'm trying to avoid the winter blend whole fiasco thing because I just think it's horrible. I think it's a shame. It's gotten crazy. It's stupid crazy, and I try not to play stupid. I don't want to get in on the stupid game. But with the pricing that people charge for that now, it's stupid. And the pricing that people pay for it is stupid. I wish Fortaleza would focus the energy instead of doing on a winter blend. They worked on getting their product in stock, right? I wish they'd get their product stocked. So you have to wonder, how much of this is a marketing ploy, right? Supply and demand drives pricing. And if I go up to a retailer and I say, hey, you buy my tequila, you'll sell it all right away. And you can sell it for a lot more than a 30% margin. Do you want to buy some? You think a retailer's going to say no? I can make more than a 30% margin on it. And it'll sell right away once people know I have it. Done deal. So they get more stores to pick it up, but they don't have enough to fill the stores that they already have, but they're selling it to more places. Makes you wonder why. Why would you do that, right? Why would you not worry first about getting enough supply to fill the stores that you have? That drives the prices up. People go crazy. There's always hype. And then they come out with all these special editions. It's like, what do we need a special winter blend for? What do we need a special Blanco 150 Blanco for? What do we need all this other stuff for? How about just making a regular Blanco and getting it to the store so people can buy it and not have to spend $100 for it? How about that? Then when you get to the point where you're producing enough that all the stores are stocked and people can get it at a decent price, then work on special editions, right? Then do your special things. But until you can start stocking the stores, focus on your main 3 products and get those out. 4 products. Blanco, Still Strength Blanco, Repo, and Añejo, right? Says, any blinds I've done with Fortaleza, it's done horrible. Yeah, no longer search. Yeah, no, don't. It's not that great. People get caught up in the hype. It's like, ooh, if I post a picture of my Fortaleza bottle, I'll get a lot of people that like it on Facebook or Instagram. So I have to get a bottle of it because people will like me and think I'm really cool for getting it. No, it's not that great. It really isn't. It's well made. And if you like that flavor profile, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, there's other tequilas out there that are more easily accessible that you can buy for a fraction of what they're charging for bottles of Fortaleza now. So it's like, you want Fortaleza pricing to go down? Quit buying it. That's the way to make it go down. Just say, forget it. Wait till the stores are stocked again. I haven't bought a bottle of Fortaleza in like years. I have bottles sitting here of stuff that I bought a couple years ago that I don't even drink. I'd rather sit down with a Ocho or with El Tesoro or even 123 right here, 123 Organic. Or Old Pasote or El Luchador or Galindo, or I'd rather sit down with any of these bottles over Fortaleza. And I do. Even Siete Leguas Añejo or Repo, I'll sit down with that over Fortaleza any day. And you can find them easily without having to pay these ridiculous prices. Your store has Fortaleza for $250 and yeah, $300. I pick up the Still Strength for $9. Yeah, I mean, still, that's crazy. Just leave it. Don't buy it. The longer a retailer sits on something that's that price, the quicker they're going to drop the price, because the longer inventory sits on the shelves at a retailer, the more money it costs them. It's money sitting on the shelves. They want to sell it so they get their money back and they can buy more products, buy more inventory. It doesn't sell, they don't make any money. So just let it sit there. And eventually they'll probably sell it, clear it out, sell it cheap. Or sometimes you can ask him, if it's been in there for a long time, go, hey, I seen you had this winter blend for like 2 years. I've been coming in here. You do it for $90, I'll buy it. Sometimes they go, okay. They only paid $85 for it. Actually, $85 is supposed to be what the retail cost, the retail price is supposed to be on it. So they paid less than that. At least that's what it was the first year. It was $89.99 the first year. I appreciate it. She Black, the other Steve-O for this super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you, Steve-O. But it's just, not as great. I just let it sit there, and eventually, like I said, if you see a bottle that's been there for a couple of years, you can say, hey, can you sell it to me for $90? And we'll sell it to you for $90. Hey, Sheet Black, thank you for the $1.99 super check too. You remember when Altos was super? Yeah, there was times where everything's super cheap. I was trying to buy some tequila at Ferment and Still, and it wouldn't let me because I'm outside. And is there any other site you know of? No, it's not because you're outside of California. It's because you're in Massachusetts. My friend, I'm sorry, but you're going to find that, Mike, you're going to find that most places aren't going to touch you in Massachusetts now. And it's because the district attorney of Massachusetts sent letters out to all the retailers saying that if you ship to Massachusetts and we catch you, we will sue you. So that's why they don't ship to Massachusetts. They put a notice out. They're going after people criminally that ship liquor and stuff to Massachusetts. So you can thank your state attorney for that. That's why you can't find places that'll ship to Massachusetts. Tennessee just recently did it too. So for those people in Tennessee, you're out of luck too. Between these two brands, what would you buy for a ranch water mixer, a sipping tequila, and a bottle of shots with friends? Siete Leguas, G4, Ocho, and El Tesoro. Well, all of them are great options. So you went separate. What would you buy for a ranch water mixer? For a ranch water mixer, I would use El Tesoro. That's great for that. A sipping tequila, Siete Leguas, G4, Ocho, El Tesoro. They're all great for sipping tequilas. And a bottle of shots for your friends. I would get them a bottle of Trader Joe's Blancos for the shot for $19.99. Then you're not wasting a really good high quality sipping tequila that's 40 something, 50 something bucks. Instead, this is a nice quality sipper, and you can get it for $19.99 at Trader Joe's. That's what I would do for shots. I don't do shots, so I can't. You'd like to try Cascanas, but I don't like their price. Yeah, their prices are high. Their prices are high, and I haven't gotten any of their new stuff to review, and I keep asking, well, why? How come you guys... Because, I was tight with the brand for a long time, but I'm like, how come you guys don't send me stuff to review anymore? And they're like, well, we're afraid you're going to say it's not good. Oh, okay. I guess they're not feeling too good about it if they're not going to stand behind it to send me bottles. They used to send me bottles of everything out of the old distillery, so I don't know what they're doing there, but I haven't tried any of the new stuff. So the stuff that we have, I think, on Ferment and still is still the old stuff, or I don't know if they've restocked with the new stuff yet or not, but yeah, it's but that's why I haven't done any reviews for Cosconics, because they haven't sent me anything. Steve-O, I already did your super chat, thank you. Is Massachusetts a state-owned liquor state? It is. Yes, it's heavily watched by the state. $10. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you for your support, and thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Hopefully you subscribe to this. There it is. There's my super chat. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. Yeah, so you guys, some people think that I'm a little bit rough on brands and stuff, but you have to understand, I'm just a regular guy. I'm not beholden to anybody. I'm not, nobody pays me for anything. None of these brands pay me for it. So I'm free to speak however I want to speak about things. So I pretty much tell you how it is. And how I feel about something. And it's like, if it upsets people, I'm sorry. But I'm about giving you guys the facts and not sugarcoating things. I don't look for endorsements from brands. I don't look for money from brands. It's you guys that support me through the YouTube memberships and through the TBAC memberships. And so I can afford to do this stuff where it's like, I'm going to tell you how it is, without worrying about upsetting a brand. Because if what I say upsets a brand, oh well, I don't make stuff up. I don't attack people. But I tell you how I feel about something based on something that's actually happened and actually fact-based. So, yeah, I go off and I rail against things. And my wife's like, hey, you need to really develop a filter. And it's like something that they sell. If I don't like it, it doesn't go up on the site. So, yeah, everything that I like, I talk about, is sold on Ferment and Still, because I tell them to buy it. I help them find the distributor and connect them with the people to place the order. I've got all the connections for that. I did endorse Trader Joe's tequila, and we don't sell Trader Joe's tequila. So there you go. There's other brands that I do endorse that we can't get. So I think that's what it's like. Let me see, where are we? I'm waiting for. Hey Naveen, how are you? Good to see you. Glad you can make it. Your latest budget tequila episodes are very good. I'm glad you're enjoying those. You're waiting for the next blind taste challenge. Okay, well, good. Well, we're going to do that a week from Friday. So send me a note on Instagram that you want to get in on it, and we're going to do high proof Blancos. So send me a note if you want to get in on it, and then we'll pick the participants who get this off this weekend. Felipe's Primo tequila is like $19 more than his G4. Worth it? Depends on where you get it. Have you looked at the pricing for Primo on Ferment and Still? We'll make it more affordable for you. Go to Ferment and Still. It's $49.99 at Ferment and Still right now. It's been $49.99 for like a month and a half, 2 months. I'm surprised it hasn't sold out. It's a great price for it. It's like $20 cheaper than any place else. Buy 2 bottles. You're basically getting free shipping and more when you buy a bottle there. All right, so hello, good. So hey JD, how are you? My buddy from Cincinnati. Hooday, go Bengals! Bengals have picked it up, starting winning. Would you recommend Costco tequila as a budget sipper? I haven't had the Costco Blanco in a while. I'm going to include those in the budget series, so we'll see what happens when I do Costco for the budget episode. But I can't comment on it now because I haven't had. I had the first batch of Añejo when it first came out from from San Lucia, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad at all. It was pretty good. There's no additives in that batch, but I think they just bought like somebody else's batch that was sitting there, and then now they tried to duplicate the flavors again. So I'll buy another bottle of the Costco Añejo and the Blanco, and I'll review them for the budget series. So just make sure you subscribe and watch the budget series when they come out. Hey, She Blank, thanks again for the $4.99 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, you guys, the super chats are great today. Thank you so much. How do you feel about the diffuser method used to make some tequilas? I'm not a big fan on diffuser usage. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is that diffusers aren't bad. Super chats are coming through. All right. So, what a lot of people don't understand, it's not the diffusers that are bad. It's how they're used. Now, I got a big lesson from the Benuelos family one time when I was in Mexico talking about diffusers, and they were the first family to start using diffusers. And I was talking to them, and I'm like, well, why did you start using diffusers? What was the whole purpose behind it? And they said, Mark, he said, the reason why we started using diffusers was because there was so much more sugars left in the fibers after we were done with the roller mill that we wanted to find a way that we could get a better yield without adversely affecting the flavor profile. So they got the diffuser, and what they would do is they would cook the agaves in a brick oven first, right? And then they would crush them using a roller mill and extract the sugars from the roller mill. And the roller mills are like 70-80% efficiency, so there's still 20% of the sugars left. So then they would run the fibers through the diffuser and extract the remaining sugars that way. And they said with all the testing that they did, there was no adverse effect from using the diffuser. Zero. They didn't notice any adverse effect at all. The fermentation was still done the same. The distillation was still done the same. There was no adverse effect from using the diffuser. So what changed is when they sold their brand and their distillery to Bacardi wasn't using the diffuser like they originally said and started throwing the whole agave in the diffuser. They crush the agave, they throw it into a crusher, it crushes the agave raw, and it goes through the diffuser that way, and then they did the hydrolysis afterwards. So there's no cooking of the agave, which is bad, and then they didn't take the I forgot the term, coho. It's the coho. It's the bittering part that's in the top of the agave. They split the agave. They remove the part that turns the quiote out of shoots the quiote out of the agave. They cut that out, and that is bitter. That leaves bitter flavor. So they cut that out to reduce the bitter flavors. So when they just toss the whole agave in, they don't need to do that. They don't do that, and it adds that extra layer of bitter flavors to it. If you ever seen Salsa Distillery when you're in tequila, they don't even have people working the machine. They just dump the agave into a big bin area, and they're picked up on a conveyor belt and brought up into the diffuser. There's not even people there touching the agave. So that's why it has like a nasty flavor to it. Not only that, but because they speed ferment in 24 hours using turbo yeast, and then they distill using a column still, and they try to get as much alcohol out, and then they just worry about flavoring it later. So it's not really the diffuser to blame, it's how the diffuser is used. According to what the Benuelos said, when they used the diffuser to extract the remaining sugars out of the fibers, it worked great and did not adversely affect the flavor profile. It works so well that they actually recommended it to Herradura, and Herradura got one, and they were doing the same thing originally. But then Herradura Brown Forman bought them, and they went to just tossing the whole agave in. It's more efficient. They didn't need as many people. They were able to fire people because of it. They don't need as much staff on hand when the diffuser's doing the work. And it makes it a lot faster, because then they can speed ferment. They can crank batches out quicker with a 24-hour fermentation versus like a 4 or 5 day fermentation. And so they're able to crank more out quicker, and so that's why that you see a decline in the quality. It's because they speed ferment with turbo yeast. They distill with a column still and they throw the whole agave in without processing the agave and cooking it first. Where I think it would be better if they cooked it and just used it like a roller or whatever. Then they to extract the sugars and stuff, and then it wouldn't have an adverse effect. So I don't blame diffusers. I don't like the way they're used by a lot of brands out there that use them now. It's a shortcut. It's for quick. It's for quantity versus quality. And so I'm not a big diffuser person. So you won't see any diffused tequilas offered on Ferment and Still. Yes, your price is cheaper than yes. It's a great deal right now, and I'm surprised we haven't sold more. I'm surprised. I bought like a case of it when we lowered the price to that for the special, but it's been sitting there for a couple of months at a ridiculously low price, and no one's bought it. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe you'll buy one, and although I don't know, are you in a place that you can ship tequila to? I don't know. From your experience visiting different distilleries, what is something in the process you observed or heard from the stories that's more common in turning a better tequila into the best tequila? Well, really the difference between the companies that make good tequila versus the companies that make the best tequila is the attention to the details. It's like everyone always says, the devil's in the details, right? Well, it's the same with tequila. The places that make mediocre tequila, they don't pay as much attention to the cuts and to the fermentation as the ones that do. The ones that do pay attention, like Felipe and Carlos, and the devil's in the details with them. They're very picky about fermentation temperature and distillation cuts and stuff. So the product going into the still is high quality, which means the product coming out of the still is going to be high quality. And that's the key. And that's one of the things I try to express to people too. Like when I won the national competition for homebrewing, won a gold medal for my beer, and won all the medals and ribbons and stuff for all the competitions that entered my beer in, for having exceptional flavor. And the reason why is because I really paid attention to temperature on my fermentation. I had a cooling system built in my garage for keeping my fermentation at temperature that was best suited for the yeast. And so I always created really clean, wonderful tasting beers. And it's because I really focused a lot on the fermentation part. The mashing part's fine. I used to, my extraction rate in the mash was pretty typical. My boil was just about the same as everybody else's boil, but the fermentation was where I really shined in that I really monitored the temperature and made sure that it was within the range of the yeast. And that's something too that one of the reasons why Sergio Cruz and I get along so well is because he's a chemistry teacher, and so he teaches chemistry at the local university, and he is an abundance of information. And so we actually sat in his office, which is at the distillery. There's one of the doors on the patio area where they normally sit. his office is like in there, and he had a whiteboard, and we sat in the whiteboard and got like techno geeky out on it, and we were talking about the distillation curve, talking about fermentation and what yeast they were using and what temperature they were doing things at, and how we tried different things and what the results were. We totally geeked out. I love the science stuff behind that. And so those are the kind of people that I like to buy the tequila from, because I know that they know that the devil's in the details, and they're willing to put the energy in to make sure that the details are where they need to be to create something really good and different and fun and enjoyable. Where there's a lot of brands out there that just, hey, throw whatever it is in the fermenting pot. We'll just toss some yeast in there, like we'll use bread yeast, you know, and then we just ferment at whatever temperature when it's done, and then we'll distill it, and we try to take as much as we can get out of from the still, and so it comes out being a mediocre product at best, because they didn't really pay as much attention to the detail. And that's one of the things I like about David Ravandi and 123 Organic. People were like, oh, they think there's additives and stuff. He doesn't use additives. And he's one of the guys that always constantly tells me the devil's in the details. And that's one of the reasons why he named his extra añejo Diablito. Because he said the devil's in that extra añejo that he did, the devil and what's making that tequila so good as an extra añejo is in the details that they used. In the wood barrels that he bought, the limousine French oak barrels that he bought for it were hand selected. The agave were hand selected. 10 plus years aged agave for that puppy. And he just makes sure that all the details are lined up before they produce it, so he can produce as good a quality extra añejo as he does on that Diablito. So it's all about details. Does Ferment still ship to you? You have to check. I believe they do. If you can put an order through and it doesn't get rejected, then they do. I'm not. You have to find out. I don't know. I don't know their shipping details. But just go put an order in, and if it goes through, then you can. If it doesn't go through, it doesn't allow you, then they don't. All right, guys, we're already hit an hour and a half. I need to go eat some lunch, so I'm going to go call it a day here. But thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for the great questions. Thanks for supporting the channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button. You can join me next week on the next Q&A. I will have some reviews coming out here too, so make sure you're subscribed and you click the notification bell next to it so you get notified when I post new reviews. I've had a great time chatting with you guys, and thank you so much for those of you that did the super chats. I really appreciate your supporting the channel and supporting what I do. It means a lot to me, and allows me to remain completely unbiased and be able to go on rants against things that I don't necessarily agree with, because I'm not beholden to anybody. I'm just beholden to you. I promised you guys I would be honest in my reviews and unbiased, and I'm sticking to that for as long as I can. So as long as you guys keep supporting me and they're part of the collective and part of the channel and stuff, I promise I will keep doing what I do and giving you all the information and facts and stuff as I get it. So have a great day, and like I always say, life is too short to drink bad tequila. So keep following what I say, what I recommend, and you'll be in great shape. Salud. Bye, guys. Naveen, you're welcome. Thank you. You have a great day as well. Travis, thank you. Have a great day. Buenas tardes. Bye.